Good morning, everyone. I'm Dewey, and my Tech Talk topic for today is cars and pickups in 2022. Much ado about technology. It's a wonderful time for technology and technologists. That's techies like me and the millions of people who embrace technology and how it's changing our world. I'll focus today on the huge impact of technology on 2022 model cars and pickup trucks, and especially on the growing number of electric vehicle models. But first, Qualcomm is a mammoth American company that's been making the bulk of processors in mobile phones in the world today. While some say they may be losing their grip on the Android phone market, 𝐓𝐼𝐍𝐼Rwireless.com reports that they're now very busy building connected automotive intelligence with 5G. In a keynote speech last week, Qualcomm CEO Cristiano Amon focused on how the automotive world is getting not only faster and smarter, but also more connected using 5G wireless technology, which of course brings both speed and low latency to the mix. Amon drew attention to improvements in self-driving cars and automated driving, and changes like how regulators are increasingly requiring new and advanced technology to improve safety, fuel efficiency, and automation. It's hard to believe, but 2022 also marks the 25th anniversary of the Toyota Prius. I think it was America's first electric vehicle. And it's also the 132nd anniversary of the first ever battery-powered buggy in North America. Wonder if you knew that. Now, the Baker Motor Vehicle Company of Cleveland built hundreds, maybe thousands of EVs from 1899 to 2014. In fact, even Thomas Edison and the White House owned Baker EVs. Pictured is a 1909 Baker Suburban runabout electric vehicle. Since I'm on a historical jag, it would be remiss of me to not mention EVs in Europe. Around 1832, think of that, a fellow named Robert Anderson developed the first ever crude electric vehicle, but it wasn't until about the 1870s, 1880s that electric cars became practical. Picture here is an EV built by an English inventor in 1884. It looks pretty sophisticated for that time. Getting back to the future, CNET.com recently carried an excellent report on the all-new 2022 Ford Maverick, a pickup truck in blue oval stable. Although the Maverick is nearly 200 inches long, it's classed as a compact. It's roughly the size of a Toyota Highlander. A hybrid powertrain is standard, making it Ford's first pickup with gas-electric power, as well as the cheapest full hybrid by a country mile. Combined with its 94 kilowatt electric assist motor, its 2.5-liter gas engine promises 40 miles per gallon in the city. That's outstanding for a vehicle of that size. Recently, CarAndDriver.com detailed GMC's 2022 Sierra 1500 pickup truck lineup. Last year's 4.3 V6 has been replaced by a powerful 2.7 Turbo 4 engine. Other options are a 420 horsepower V8, as well as a Duramax 3.0 liter diesel. As for technical innovation, the 2022 Sierra pickup has a 12.3-inch digital instrument panel. Wow, think of that. And a 13.4-inch center touchscreen. That's getting to Tesla territory. The gauge cluster is highly configurable, and the updated infotainment system features Google Maps and Voice Assistant, Apple CarPlay, and Android Auto. A recent article in ReviewGeek.com told of GM's plan to take on Tesla with a new $30,000 electric crossover. Although not available until later in 2022, the new Chevy Equinox EV will compete directly with the Tesla Model 3, which sells for $10,000 to $14,000 US more. Whoops, dropped to zero. GM CEO Mary Barra spoke recently on the importance of technology at GM, saying, GM's vision is one of a world with zero crashes, zero emissions, and zero congestion. We're ahead of much of the competition in electrification, software-enabled services, and autonomy, autonomous vehicles, obviously. 2 days ago, Review.com reported Toyota's announcement of its first real EV, the Toyota BZ4X. Wow, that's a tongue twister. The BZ part refers to Toyota's new Beyond Zero sub-brand designation for EVs. This is really news. Whoops. It's Toyota's first all EV in years, and it's packed with technology. The BZ4X is similar in size to a Toyota RAV4, and its range is modestly increased by optional solar panels on the roof. It'll feature several drive modes, 2 large displays, and a DC fast charging system that'll charge batteries to 80% in 30 minutes. Outstanding. Time constraints preclude my covering more of the technology-laden 2022 models. However, I do want to tell you about a very exciting new pickup truck EV that most likely you've never even heard of, the Rivian R1T. I'll share some high points with you about the Rivian R1T in upcoming screens. But for your information, my sources include caranddriver.com, theatlantic.com, and reviewgeek.com. Rivian is a 12-year-old American company located in Normal, Illinois. There's a story behind the naming of that town. Tell you about it sometime. It already has orders for more than 50,000 of its pickup truck EVs, but has just manufactured the first 56 units 5 weeks ago. Ford owns a large share of the company. Amazon owns 5% and has 100,000, get that, 100,000 Rivian package delivery electric vehicles on order. Rivian expects production to ramp up as soon and will feature a launch edition starting at $74,145. They'll later offer a more affordable Explore trim level and eventually plan to build a 7-passenger SUV called the R1S. The launch edition has an array of driver assistance features as well as infotainment and connectivity technologies. However, the LE doesn't yet include Apple AirPlay or Android Auto. We're going to have to get going on that. All Rivian EVs have an electric motor at each wheel, which allows what Rivian calls a tank turn. This feature allows the truck to literally spin on its axles. That would be a sight. Rivians will be sold directly to consumers at first, but plans to later set up a network of service centers and Tesla-like stores. GM's new Ultra Cruise, that's cruise control, promises hands-free driving for nearly every paved road. ReviewGeek.com reported recently. GM stated that it was temporarily abandoning, just temporarily, its Super Cruise self-driving feature for an improved next-generation version dubbed Ultra Cruise. The new system will use radar, camera, and LiDAR sensors to control acceleration, steering, and braking. Ultra Cruise will debut in 2023 on certain luxury models. I understand the Cadillac Lyriq EV will be one, and be capable of allowing level 2 hands-free driving on more than 2 million miles of paved roads in, quote, 95% of scenarios across the US and Canada, close quote. By the way, level 2 means that there must be a driver actively engaged behind the steering wheel. Doesn't have to be driving, but has to be actively engaged in what's going on. Last Monday, TheGuardian.com featured an article relating that Tesla broke $1 trillion US in valuation after Hertz placed an order for 100,000 Teslas to be delivered by late 2022. This announcement came on the heels of a record quarter for Tesla, in which its Model 3 became the best-selling car across Europe in September. It also added to Elon Musk's net worth, already over $252 billion. I guess that's pretty much, huh? Aside from this Hertz order being extraordinary news for we Americans and Canadians, TheGuardian.com went on to say that it represents another milestone in the European car industry as it prepares for the end of gasoline and diesel sales within 10 years in some markets, some European markets. Also included is a 2035 ban on all internal combustion engines in the UK, where Tesla's Model 3 is already the most popular electric vehicle. My thoughts on the subject: Americans and Canadians will be able to decide their future at the ballot box in upcoming elections. Well, that's my Tech Talk story for today, and I am sticking with it. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, and the good Lord willing, we'll see you next week.
Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Saving your precious moments. 3 tips for success. Let's have a look. This week I discovered some very special memories that I forgot that I had, and I shared them with my family. Wow, what an experience. This week, while doing a reno in my office, I discovered some very precious videos. I'd forgot that these even existed and shared them with my family. So today, I'm going to give you 3 tips for those lost videos or pictures you want to share with your family or loved ones. Remember, if you like this video, please like it. And if you want to see more like this, please subscribe. Let's get on with the tips. All right, here's my office. On the right-hand side, you'll see my Chromebook on my desk. Next to it, you'll see a monitor with camera number 1 on top. This is my main camera that records. Next to it, to the left, you'll see camera number 2 on another screen. And if you look to the far left, you'll see yet a 3rd screen, but this is on a separate computer. What you don't see is the green screen I used to create the signature feature I put in all my videos. That's how I look like I'm actually embedded in the video. The use of a green screen is complicated and time-consuming. After talking to some professional editors this past week, I decided to use some natural backgrounds, and I'm going to show you how that went today. So in this picture, you'll see a desk with some flowers on this. This is now the natural background for camera number 1. Prior to this, there was, of course, shelving, as you see on the right, that extended where the desk is now. The shelving, of course, had lots of stuff on for the last 20 years. I had to clean this all up and remove half the shelving. What I discovered was this unmarked plastic case that I almost threw out. What I found when I opened the case was videos going back to 1988. Oh my gosh, these are family pictures from my original Betamax camera. These were videos that I must have had professionally remastered or copied onto these DVDs, but I don't remember ever doing it. It was just under 30 years ago, and they sat on my shelf all that time. Within 10 minutes, I'd created my first video and had it uploaded on YouTube. Let me show you what I did. So in 1992, I bought my first Sony camera. As you know, I'm interested in technology, so it was an exciting time. I brought it home, and we were actually at my mother's house at this time, and I'm showing my wife and children how to use this. Well, I appreciate this is just a family video. This is the very first video that I made for our family, and within 10 minutes it was on YouTube, and distribute it around to people who are interested in it. I'm going to show you a short clip of this. You may be interested to see what I looked like 30 years ago. Let's have a look. Okay.
Yes?
Yeah. Push it.
Oh, I see.
Okay.
To zoom or to go in.
Hi, Joey.
Okay. Knock it.
Oh, I see.
Can I come over?
And then how you shut it off? You just push the red button again?
No. Look at those feet so.
So that was an interesting video. I hope you saw my cameo appearance and what I looked like many years ago. And of course, Leslie Ann, who is doing the dancing, now has children that age herself. So they were very precious memories. And within 10 minutes, I had that video up on YouTube. So tip number one is, of course, you should get the videos or get your precious moments displayed as soon as possible. Let's talk a little bit about YouTube. I spend my life doing video editing, so I'm fast at it. I have a lot of sophisticated software. I know how to edit and upload easily to YouTube. This is the most complex process for most people because they don't do this. And I think a huge stumbling block for success. While YouTube is widely used by many people, it does require a skill set to do this. And it may not be the best approach for most people because you all have special moments like this and you want to share them. So if you can do YouTube, fine. If you can't, let's look at the second way to do this. All right, what I'm going to do here is let's open Google Photos. And we're going to come over here to the right side and we're going to go to Upload. We're going to upload from the computer. And we're going to come and find the file that I had uploaded to YouTube. And this is the file called LA Exercise. We're going to click this and it's going to prepare to upload it to Google Photos. It now is uploading to Google Photos. Let's see what happens. So here we see that the video has now been uploaded to Google Photos. The video is 2 minutes and 7 seconds. So if we come up, we can play this, and this is playing from Google Photos. Now from this, we can come up to this little button at the top here that says Share. We can click on this button, and we can either share this to specific people, or we can create a link that we can include in an email and send it out to people. So if I click this link, it will create a link, and I can copy this and embed that into any email I want to send out to my family, and they'll be able to play this as a video. The other thing that you can do is you can post this to Facebook or Twitter right from this menu. You can also share albums with other people. I'm not going to go into this today. I would encourage you to look at Geeks on Tour's website. Chris Gould has many videos on how to share videos and images with your friends. So that was Google Photos, used by most people but not everyone. Remember, there is the Apple or Macintosh group, which don't always use Google Photos. So let's look at a third option for sharing your precious memories, something you may not have thought about. All right, the third option, which is universally recognized and probably the easiest to do, is Facebook. Facebook is, of course, going to be called Meta. but I'm still going to call it Facebook because I can't remember that. So within Facebook, you have Facebook groups. And Facebook groups is a very powerful feature of Facebook that will allow you to create a group of people and post your videos. Let me just show you how it's done. Here you'll see my Facebook page, and we're going to come over here on the left-hand side, and as you come down, you'll see it says Groups. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on Groups, and we're going to create a new group. We can give it a name. We'll call it Brown Family. And then we're going to choose our privacy, and we're going to make this a private group. Now, the goal of this topic today is to share your special moments with your friends. We're not doing something secretive, but it's unlikely most people will want to look at family videos. So I think it's fair to have this as a private group, and we're going to put a password on this so that you need a password to have access to the group. And once you create the group, then it's very easy to upload your videos to that specific group. And that is a very easy way of sharing your loved moments with friends and family. What I'm going to tell you is you may have your opinion on Facebook, whether you like it or not, but most people have a Facebook account. So I think this is a good option for sharing your memories, and it's very, very simple to do. Saving your precious moments. Facebook. Pretty much used by everyone. Easy to use. You can upload your videos, create a group. They even have the Facebook portal, which is a tablet that allows easy sharing of your information. Google Photos. Easy, mostly used by everybody. And then there's YouTube, which is universally accepted, but more difficult to do. So those are the 3 tips I have for you today. Remember the like and subscribe. Until we meet again, Ron Brown with Tech for Senior.
Tech for Seniors present the website of the week with Hewie Poplock.
Before we look at this week's website, let's talk about graphics, specifically image formats. There are hundreds of image formats. We're going to be looking at the most used. That's JPEG or JPG, PNG, GIF or GIF, depending on how you want to pronounce it, SVG, and WebP. JPEG is a lossy compression specification that takes advantage of human perception. It can achieve compression ratios of 1 to 10 without any perceivable difference in quality. Beyond this, the compression artifacts become more prominent. Because JPEG compression works by averaging out colors of nearby pixels, JPEG images are best suited for photographs and paintings of natural scenes, where the variations in color and intensity are smooth. However, if an image contains text or lines, where a sharp contrast between adjacent pixels is desired to highlight the proper shape, this lossy compression technique does not yield good results. PNG is a lossless image format using deflate compression. No data is lost during compression, and no compression artifacts are introduced in the image. For this reason, a PNG image would retain higher quality as an image than JPEG and would look a lot sharper. It would also occupy more space on the disk. This makes it unsuitable for storing or transferring high-resolution digital photographs, but a great choice for images with text, logos, and shapes with sharp edges. GIF is also a lossless image format that uses LZW compression algorithm. It was favored over PNG for simple graphics in websites in its early days because the support of PNG was still growing. Given that PNG is now supported across all major devices, and that PNG compression is about 5 to 25% better than GIF compression. GIF images are now mainly used only if the image contains animations. SVG, or Scalable Vector Graphics. Defined in a vector graphics format, SVG images can be scaled in size without loss of quality. SVG images and their behaviors are defined in XML text files, which means that they can be searched, indexed, and scripted and compressed. As XML files, SVG images can be created and edited with any text editor, as well as with drawing software. The most used web browsers render SVG files. If your club or organization has someone develop a logo for you, you want to make sure you get an SVG file to go along with other files like JPEGs or PNGs, because it will be easily scalable for anything that you want, whether it be a small icon or a very large picture or part of your stationery. WebP is superior to JPEG for lossy compression of photographs. It's superior to PNG for lossless compression. Disregarding all the recent buzz, WebP is actually quite old. It was first announced back in 2010 and has since been upgrading and improving until its current state. It's become a popular topic lately as it pulled ahead in the next-gen image format wars. As of this writing, it's supported on Chrome, Microsoft Edge, Firefox, Opera, and the most recent Safari. iOS 14 and above supports WebP. WebP has faster loading times, less media storage, and transparency and animation, but it's not supported by all browsers, and the quality is still reduced. So the summary of the major image formats, and this is a good chart that kind of compares them. And here is another chart comparing whether it's lossy or lossless. Notice GIF has a maximum of 256 colors. So let's get started with this week's website, Clean PNG, and it's at www.cleanpng.com. Today's website is Clean PNG. When you look at it, you're going to say, well, what does this website do? Well, it's a library of transparent PNG art at your fingertips, as they say, or for you to download. If you wish, you can also upload your own to share with other people. Just looking quickly, you can see some of the featured PNGs that are on the front page. And as we come down here, you'll see some topics that you can search on and then search more. So there's a whole bunch of topics. These will be added to and changed by season, but you can click on any of them. You can search the PNG for whatever you'd like. So let's try elder. Sometimes senior finds some things, elder is another, but let's go ahead and by searching for elder, I came across one picture here that I like. It's an elderly couple. I'll click on this, and this is what the picture looks like. See all these little squares in the background? That means it's transparent. That's going to show up as whatever's in the background of whatever you're putting it on top of. Now, that sounds confusing. Well, I pretty much showed you everything there is to know about Clean PNG. You can search on different topics. You can do all the searching that you want. When you're done, you can say, okay, I want to download. So you just click the download. And you can see that it downloaded. Now what I do is I go ahead and I right mouse click down here at the bottom. Now I'm in Chrome. I say show in folder. It will show me that file that I just did. And then I will also open up a folder. And in this case it was here. So I have this, and then all I do is right mouse click and drag it over, and I'm going to copy it here. However, since I've already done that, it'll just say, what do you want to do? And I'm going to say, go ahead and skip it. But that's how I know where the file is. So we're going to minimize this. We'll minimize this. So now it's all there is basically to the website. You just look around, find whatever PNGs that you want to use and download them. Then when you're ready to go use them, you can create a graphic for your Facebook page, or a tweet for Twitter, for a website, a newsletter, whatever you want. You can do it very easily by utilizing some of these graphics. Now, let's do an example. I'm going to show you a bonus website. It's a photo editor called Pixlr, Pixlr.com. And I am using the E version, which is the photo editor. This is just as an example of using any editor to use one of these transparent PNGs. So what we're going to do is create a new picture. We're going to make it 1920 by 1080, and we're going to say go ahead and create. So we now have a blank picture. So what we're going to do is we're going to open up an image, and I am going to use this image, and there it is. Now I want to take that picture, so I'm going to go to a file and open image, and I'm going to find this couple and say open, and it opens it in a different drawing. And now, so what I have to do now is to go ahead and edit. I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to move back over to here, and I'm going to say paste it. Oh, now it's very big, obviously. So what we need to do is move it down a little bit. We're going to resize it, and I got to keep it enough on the screen that I can keep doing this. So let's get it down. Now, why is the transparent nice? Well, with transparent, you can see all of that background. Instead of being white, it looks like it's a decal of the couple on the back of the computer. I can save that picture. If you don't want a picture, you can just do a background, open a new image. We'll do that again. Create. We'll this time give it a color, make it blue, and now we can take any other image, copy it all, and what we're going to do here is we're going to paste, and we can come here. We can now make that larger if we want, move it over. We've got a nice picture with a blue background, and so it's now transparent and it looks very nice on this blue background. In essence, that's all I want to show you today. So you've learned two new sites. You've learned Clean PNG and Pixlr. I'm Hewie Poplock.